I mean, this is all you do now. I mean, there's no school, there's no anything else. I mean, your job is simply go out there and play basketball. So I think, with the, better focus on basketball, I'll be able to do that.
Do you feel like your game is better suited for the pro level?
I like to think so. I mean, I like isolation basketball. I mean, that's what the NBA is, slowly starting to turn into. So I think I'll be able to penetrate. And obviously, you're playing with such great players. I think my game will be able to flourish.
Hyson, did you follow all the changes in the NBA and the way it works and player compensation? And what do you think overall of the changes?
Well, I was not involved with that directly. Indirectly, I was, but it's good, I guess. I mean, it's anything that's going to happen in my, throughout the NBA career, or how much money I'm going to make, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's obviously a lot more than I have now, so I'm just blessed with whatever I get.
You think you could be a three-point shooter in the NBA, a guy who's going to compete in a three-point shootout at the All-Star break? Do you think that's your kind of game?
I would love to do that. If I could get in the three-point contest, the horse contest, I would love to do any of those.
Do you think you're going to be that kind of player, though, like a big three-point shooter? Or no, if the Wizards draft you, they want to move you to shooting guard. That's the rumor. You think that's the kind of player you could be there?
Well, it's funny because KD and Kevin Love were in it this year, so I don't necessarily know if those are both three-point shooters, but I would love to just be involved with that. I mean, if three-point shooting becomes my staple, becomes my what keeps me in the league, then I'm gonna do that to the best of my ability.
You mentioned that you grew up watching the Bulls. That was your team. But you were only 5 or 6 when Jordan retired. Do you legitimately remember watching Michael on TV? I mean, what's your earliest NBA memory?
I got all the games in my house. The memory I remember most is when he did the 360 layup on Bill Laimbeer against Detroit.
But that was before your time. I mean,
it was before my time.
Watching live on TV. Like, what's your earliest memory of Mike? Or any basketball?
My earliest memory of Michael would have been when he was on the Wizards. So we don't need to talk about that. But
why not?
It wasn't the same Michael that was on the Bulls. A little older. Body can only take so much mileage. I guess probably the Lakers. I mean, because they were on TV. I didn't have cable TV at my house, so I could only see the NBA on Sundays. So
post Michael Bulls.
Yeah, post Michael Bulls.
What are you hearing from Cleveland, Harrison, about who they might take?
I don't know if they figured it out yet. I mean, they're still, looking at a lot of people. Obviously, I mean, Beal, Gilchrist. I mean, all the top guys, Robinson, Drummond. So, I mean, they have some interest, but I don't know where it'll go.
If not Cleveland, then what's the next stop off for you?
Whatever team takes me. It's not really. I'm not really choosing anybody. I mean, if Sacramento wants to take me, if Portland, I'd be more than happy. Golden State, Toronto, Detroit. The list goes on.
You could be playing with Kyrie, and you guys know each other since high school with the McDonald's All-American, the Jordan Classic here in New York. How fun would that be to play with him?
It'd be great. I mean, Kyrie and I, we definitely kept in contact. He obviously had a great year coming off Rookie of the Year. Very proud of him for that. So it'd be great to finally play, with him as teammates.
Would it be more fun to play with him than against him because you used to play against him?
We played against him. It just made the competition even more exciting. Playing against such a good friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Kyrie or John Wall? Who would you rather play with?
Kyrie or John Wall? Who would I rather play with? I don't know. I'm good friends with both. I'm gonna have to go with no comment.
No one's gonna answer that.
What was your main focal point? Once the season ended to now, what do you feel like you had to prove?
Just getting my body in shape. Trying to get, in the best shape possible, obviously for the combine, being able to do those tests, being able to go through, the grind of, those NBA workouts where, teams really try to test your mental toughness. So trying to get in shape was a big focus for me.
The ankle, or what was it? The knee last year, the ankle at the Maryland game that you hurt?
Oh, I hurt my ankle in the Wake Forest game right before the Maryland game.
Did that linger throughout the season? Was that totally done?
Oh, I mean, you're always going to have, pain because I didn't miss any time for that. I mean, I just wrapped it up tighter, kept playing. So, there was obviously a little bit of pain there, but, I mean, nothing now.
What is your lasting impression from the NBA Finals?
My last?
Just watching the whole series. I'm sure you watched a good amount of the series.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I was happy for LeBron. I mean, I think there's a lot of people, who were very critical of him, maybe the most criticized player in, sports. So it was finally nice to just see him, get that championship. I mean, everyone's on his back about it. He seems a lot more relaxed now. He seems happy, back to just enjoying himself.
It seems to be the overall sentiment in the room. I mean, is that because you guys kind of grow up in this age where everyone's kind of criticized? Like more publicly?
I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, I think big sites like obviously like ESPN and stuff, like the game is getting more on TV, so it's obviously more room for criticism. So it was finally good to kind of see a guy like LeBron, who's been criticized so much, finally get that championship, get that monkey off his back.
What's going to happen for you tomorrow? What do you think's going to happen tomorrow?
I'm hoping I go to the green room and get drafted. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that I go somewhere in the lottery, and it'll be a very emotional day for my family and I.
What's your biggest weakness as a basketball player? If you could just pick out one characteristic.
Biggest weakness, probably creating for others.
Creating floaters?
Creating for others.
Creating for others.
What position do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as a 3, as a 2, as both? I mean, how would you pin that down?
Primarily, I can play small forward. I think I can come in and immediately play small forward. Playing shooting guard would be an adjustment, but I think I could do that as well.
How did Carolina prepare you for tomorrow night?
I mean, that's my foundation pretty much. I mean, obviously coming out of high school, I had to learn a lot of things, at the college level, and just, going through those practices with Coach Williams, going through, kind of playing Carolina system basketball, definitely helped me transition to an NBA system, NBA principles, offensively, defensively, just being poised in the court.
You mentioned playing shooting guard being an adjustment. I mean, what kinds of adjustments would you have to make that work if that was what was asked of you?
The ball handling responsibilities would be more, obviously, defensively, you got the guards, smaller, quicker guys who, are usually, the go-getters on every team.
Do you think you can make an immediate impact on the NBA?
Yeah, I think so. I think I can come in and, perimeter scoring is the biggest thing I do. So, depending on what team I go to, I feel like I can definitely open up the lane for a lot of other people.
Curious, who did you have help you with your suit for tomorrow?
It was my agent and I. Yeah. It's going to be a little charcoal gray with a little silk, Carolina paisley inside. Haven't decided on the tie yet, but it'll be a white with a blue striped shirt.
With the perspective of time, how did your time at school help prepare you for an NBA career?
It helped me a lot. I mean, just taught me the importance of a lot of other things off the court to keep your career healthy. I mean, obviously, stretching, ice bath, the importance of nutrition, the importance of, working out, not just going to the gym and spending, 2-3 hours just, getting up, meeting the shots, but, really focused time, going in there, doing things the right way.
There's been a unique marketing story in the news recently with Anthony Davis. What does fear the brow and raise the brow mean to you?
Doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, that's what he trademarked, but it doesn't have any influence on me.
Outside of yourself, who's going to be the best player in this draft?
I mean, that's a tough question. I mean, it all depends on what do you consider a best player, whoever gets the best numbers or who's ever on the best team.
For a lot of players, this is their first job they've ever had in their life. Have you ever had any other forms of employment as a youth?
I had a paper route, and I had a lawn shoveling service.
Lawn shoveling, so was that in the winter you did shoveling
Yeah, shoveling.
Yeah. I was just like, I mean, you were working year-round then. Yeah, I was working year-round. How much did you get paid for your paper route?
For the paper route, I don't know. At the time, it seemed like a lot of money, but a lot of money could have only been like $200 or something.
$200 a month?
I'd say probably about $200 a month.
And this is in your hometown?
Yeah.
Last question. How does it make you feel? Having those forms of employment, how did it shape the person you are today?
Gives me a much greater appreciation for the money I'm about to make.